Did you know a drink that many people call healthy can still cause problems when you mix it the wrong way? A lot of people start their morning proud. They juice a fresh beet. They take a sip and think they are helping their heart-supporting energy and doing something good for the day. Beets can be a helpful food. They contain natural compounds that may support blood flow and exercise performance for some people. But here is what most people miss. When you turn beets into juice, you concentrate what is inside. And when you combine that concentrated juice with certain common ingredients, you may increase the chance of stomach discomfort, blood sugar swings, or kidney stress, especially in older adults. This is not medical advice. Everybody is different. If you have kidney issues, digestive conditions, blood pressure concerns, or you take medication, talk with a qualified clinician before making big changes. In this video, I will walk through 7 popular add-ins that people often mix with beet juice because they look healthy. Then, I will share a simpler, safer way to prepare beet juice so you can focus on benefits while reducing avoidable risks. Stay with me because one of the most common combinations is also one of the most misunderstood. Now let us start with the first mistake because it is everywhere and it looks harmless. The first thing I recommend you do not routinely mix into beet juice is lemon, especially if you are older or you already deal with reflux, a sensitive stomach, or slower digestion. I understand why people do it. Lemon tastes clean. It feels fresh. It is known for vitamin C, and people often hear that lemon water supports digestion. So it seems logical to squeeze lemon into beet juice and call it a health upgrade. But here is the problem. Beet juice is already concentrated. When you add a strongly acidic ingredient like lemon, you can make that drink much harsher on the stomach. Some people feel it fast, a burning feeling in the chest, nausea, bloating, a sour, unsettled stomach, even lightheadedness. And when that happens, many people blame age or weak digestion. In reality, it may simply be that the mix is too aggressive for your current gut, and digestion is not the only reason to be careful. The goal of beet juice for most people is better circulation and steadier energy. Those benefits are linked to compounds your body converts and uses best when your stomach environment is calm and stable. If the drink becomes too acidic, your body may not handle that process as smoothly, and you may end up getting less of the benefit you expected. Important note, this is not a claim that lemon is bad. Lemon can be part of a healthy diet for many people. The key is dose and timing. If you love the flavor, consider using just a tiny amount or keep lemon separate and enjoy it with food instead of inside a strong morning juice. If you want a lighter taste without the sharp acidity, try cucumber for freshness or a small piece of green apple for gentle sweetness plus fiber support. Up next is another common add-in people use to make beet juice taste better. But it can create a different kind of problem, especially for blood sugar. Up next is another common add-in people use to make beet juice taste better. But it can create a different kind of problem, especially for blood sugar. The second thing I recommend you avoid adding to beet juice is honey, or any added sugar, including brown sugar, maple syrup, and flavored syrups. This is one of the most popular habits because beet juice can taste earthy, and people want it to feel like a treat. And honey sounds healthy because it is natural. But natural does not always mean gentle once it hits your bloodstream. Here is what matters. Beet juice is often used for circulation support. Beets contain nitrates, and your body can convert those nitrates into nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax and may support healthy blood flow for some people. And that is the main reason athletes and many older adults reach for beet juice in the first place. But when you pour added sugar into that same glass, you change the whole story. Added sugars are absorbed quickly, especially in liquid form. That rapid rise in blood glucose can trigger a strong insulin response. And when your body is busy managing that spike, the benefits you wanted from beet juice can feel weaker. Instead of steady energy, you may notice a short boost followed by a crash. Instead of feeling light and clear, you may feel tired, shaky, or hungry soon after. This matters even more as we get older, because many people become less efficient at handling glucose over time. If you have pre-diabetes, diabetes, fatty liver, or metabolic syndrome, you should be extra cautious with sweetened juices. This is not medical advice, and it does not mean you can never have honey. It means adding sweetness to a concentrated juice can push your body in the opposite direction of what you intended. There is also a practical point. Beets already contain natural sugars. Your taste buds adapt. When you keep beet juice simple, the earthy flavor becomes easier with time. If you truly need to soften the taste, do it the smart way. Use cucumber for freshness and hydration. Or use a small piece of green apple for gentle sweetness with fiber support so the sugar hits slower. If this is helpful so far, take a second to like the video and subscribe. It helps more people find balanced information that keeps health goals realistic and safe. Now let us move to the next combination because it looks even healthier on the surface, yet it can cause digestive discomfort for many people. Now let us move to the next combination because it looks even healthier on the surface, yet it can cause digestive discomfort for many people. The third pairing to be careful with is orange or orange juice mixed into beet juice. This one fools smart people because it looks like pure wellness. Two bright colors, two foods that are often called antioxidant rich. It feels like you are doubling the benefits. But for many older adults, this mix can be harder to tolerate than it looks. First is acidity. Orange juice is naturally acidic. Beet juice is already concentrated, and it has its own natural sugars and active compounds. When you combine the two, you may increase the chance of gut discomfort, especially if your digestion is sensitive. Some people notice gas, bloating, pressure, or cramping not long after drinking it. If you deal with reflux, gastritis, IBS, or you simply have a stomach that reacts easily, this is one of those mixes that can turn a good habit into an annoying daily problem. Second is timing. Beet juice is often best tolerated when the stomach is light. Citrus, on the other hand, is often easier for people when it is taken with food because the meal helps buffer the acidity. When you drink them together, neither one is in its ideal setting. Your stomach works harder, and you get less comfort. Third is sugar load. Even though the sugars are natural, when you juice beets and oranges, you remove most of the fiber that normally slows absorption. That means the combined sugars can enter the bloodstream faster. Some people feel a quick lift and then a drop in energy later. For anyone managing pre-diabetes, diabetes, or unstable blood pressure, it is worth being extra cautious and discussing changes with a qualified clinician. So what is the simple fix? Separate them. Keep beet juice plain, or paired with low-acid options like cucumber or a small piece of green apple. Enjoy oranges or other citrus at a different time of day, preferably with a meal. That way you can benefit from both without stacking stress in the same glass. Next, we will cover another common detox-style add-in that seems trendy, but can be too harsh when mixed with beet juice. Next, we will cover another common detox-style add-in that seems trendy, but can be too harsh when mixed with beet juice. The fourth ingredient to avoid mixing into beet juice is vinegar, especially apple cider vinegar. I know why people do it. Vinegar has a strong wellness reputation. You hear claims about detox fat burning and better blood sugar. So some people add a splash to morning drinks thinking they are upgrading the recipe. But here is the issue. Vinegar is highly acidic, and beet juice is already a concentrated functional drink. When you combine two strong ingredients, you may end up with a mixture that is simply too aggressive for your stomach, especially if you are older or you have reflux gastritis or a history of irritation. Some people feel burning nausea, heaviness, or a weak, unsettled feeling soon after drinking it. That does not mean something is wrong with you. It may just mean the mix is not a good fit for your digestive system. There is another reason to be cautious. Many people drink beet juice for circulation support because of compounds like nitrates that may help the body produce nitric oxide, which supports healthy blood flow. When you add a very acidic ingredient, you may reduce how well your body gets the outcome you are aiming for. In simple terms, you can make the drink harsher while getting less of the benefit. And here is an important safety note. Both beet juice and vinegar can influence how you feel in relation to blood pressure and hydration. Some people report lightheadedness when they change routines, especially if they are already taking medication for blood pressure or heart conditions. This is not medical advice, and it is not a diagnosis. It is a reminder to be careful and to talk with a qualified clinician if you have health conditions or take medication before adding strong acidic tonics to your daily routine. If you want a cleaner, lighter beet drink, do not reach for vinegar. Use water to dilute. Add cucumber for freshness. Or add a small piece of green apple for gentle sweetness without turning the glass into an acid test. Up next is a combination that seems like a healthy smoothie upgrade, but can feel very heavy in the stomach for many people. The fifth group to avoid mixing with beet juice is milk and dairy products. That includes regular milk creamers, yogurt, and those protein smoothie blends that look perfect on paper. You might think vegetables plus protein equals a balanced drink. But many people, especially older adults, notice the opposite experience after they try it. Here is why. Beet juice is naturally acidic. Dairy contains proteins that can thicken and clump when they meet acid. Inside the stomach, that can translate into a heavy, sluggish feeling, like the drink is sitting there instead of moving through smoothly. Some people notice bloating, gas, reflux, or nausea that can last for hours. If your digestion has slowed with age or you already have sensitivity, this mix can feel like a brick. It is not just comfort. It is also about getting what you came for. Dairy is best absorbed in a digestive environment that supports protein breakdown and calcium uptake. Beet juice is often used to support circulation, and it can change how your stomach and bile respond. When you combine them, you may end up with a tug of war where neither side digests as well. That can mean less benefit from the beet juice and less value from the dairy at the same time. And one more practical reality. Lactose intolerance is common and can increase with age. Liquid dairy can trigger cramps, loose stools, or reflux in people who used to tolerate it fine years ago. If you also manage fatty liver or metabolic issues, adding a heavy dairy-based drink on top of concentrated juice may not be the smooth daily habit you want. So what do you do instead if you want a smoother texture? Try cucumber for a clean blend. Or use coconut water for hydration and a lighter mouthfeel without the heavy digestive load. If this is helping you rethink your routine, hit like and subscribe so you do not miss the next items on the list. The next one is a surprise because it is considered a nutrition superstar, yet it can be risky when juiced with beets in large amounts. The next one is a surprise because it is considered a nutrition superstar, yet it can be risky when juiced with beets in large amounts. The sixth pairing to be careful with is spinach mixed into beet juice. On their own, beets and spinach can both fit into a healthy diet. That is exactly why this combo is so popular in juice bars and home blenders. It feels like a super drink. Red plus green equals better. But the problem is not the foods. The problem is concentration. When you juice, you remove most of the fiber and you compress a lot of plant compounds into a small glass. One of those compounds is oxalates. Beets contain oxalates, and spinach contains a lot of oxalates too. Oxalates can bind with minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron. In normal portions with whole foods, many people handle that just fine. But when you combine beet juice and spinach juice, you may create a much higher load in one serving than your body is used to. For some people, this matters because oxalates can contribute to kidney stone risk, especially calcium oxalate stones. Not everyone will have this issue, but older adults, people who do not drink enough water, people with reduced kidney function, or anyone with a history of kidney stones should be extra cautious and should talk with a qualified clinician before making concentrated raw juice a daily habit. This is not medical advice. It is a practical safety reminder. Beyond stones, there is another overlooked point. If oxalates bind minerals in the digestive tract, you may reduce how much of those minerals you absorb. Over time, that can work against goals like stronger bones, steady energy, and healthy blood values. And some sensitive people also report gut irritation or an urgent bathroom reaction when they drink high oxalate juices. So here is the smarter move. Do not juice beets and spinach together as a daily combo. If you want greens in your beet drink, choose lower oxalate options like kale romaine, mint celery leaves, or parsley. And if you love spinach, enjoy it cooked and at a different time of day so you are not stacking everything into one concentrated glass. Up next is the final pairing, and it is one of the most common juice shop classics. Up next is the final pairing, and it is one of the most common juice shop classics. The seventh and final mix to be careful with is carrots combined with beet juice. This one is popular for a simple reason. It tastes good, it looks vibrant, and it feels like the perfect two-root vegetable power drink. But again, the issue is not that carrots are bad. The issue is what happens when you juice both together and concentrate everything into one glass. Just like we talked about with spinach, there is an oxalate angle to consider. Beets contain oxalates and carrots contain oxalates too. When you drink them as whole foods in normal portions, many people do fine. But when you juice them, you remove most of the fiber and you can raise the concentration. For some people, especially older adults, anyone with a history of kidney stones, reduced kidney function, or anyone who tends to get dehydrated, that extra load may not be a smart daily habit. This is not medical advice. If you have kidney concerns, always check with a qualified clinician before making concentrated juices routine. There is also a blood sugar layer. Beets and carrots both have natural sugars. When you juice them without fiber, those sugars can hit faster. Some people notice an energy lift, then a drop later. If you manage insulin resistance, prediabetes, diabetes, or fatty liver, it is worth being cautious and focusing on steadier choices. Digestive comfort matters too. A concentrated sweet juice can ferment more easily for some people, leading to gas, bloating, or a heavy stomach feeling. The fix is simple and practical. Keep the roots separate. If you are drinking beet juice today, skip the carrot. If you want carrot juice, enjoy it on its own, or pair it with lighter options like cucumber or celery. Next, we will tie everything together, and I will show you the simplest way to drink beet juice safely and consistently. Now, let us bring it all together, because the goal is not fear. The goal is a simple routine you can actually follow. Beet juice can be a useful tool for some people. It may support circulation and exercise performance because it contains natural nitrates that the body can convert into nitric oxide, but it is also concentrated. And that is why the biggest lesson from today is this. Beet juice is not a dessert drink, and it is not a mix-everything smoothie base. It works best when you treat it like a small functional tonic and keep the process calm and consistent. Here is a practical, safe use approach many people find easier, especially as they get older. Start with dose. 1 medium beet is plenty for 1 day, which is roughly 100 to 120 milliliters of fresh juice. And more is not always better, and if you ever feel lightheaded or uncomfortable, that is a sign to reduce the amount and speak with a qualified clinician if you have health conditions or take medication. Second, keep it pure. Avoid turning beet juice into a chemistry experiment. Skip added sugars, honey syrups, lemon vinegar, dairy, and acidic fruits. If the taste feels strong, soften it with cucumber or celery. If you want a touch of sweetness, use a small piece of green apple. Third, timing matters. Many people tolerate beet juice best on a light stomach, such as in the morning or about 30 minutes before lunch. Avoid stacking it right after heavy meals. Fourth, keep it fresh. Drink it soon after juicing because flavor and tolerance can change as it sits. Fifth, sip slowly. Do not chug. Let your body adjust. Finally, rotate and rest. You do not need beet juice every day for months. Consider 3 to 4 times per week and alternate with lower oxalate options like cucumber or celery if you are sensitive. This video is for education, not medical advice. If you want more practical health habit breakdowns like this, subscribe and turn on notifications and share this with someone who drinks beet juice daily.